How to get health insurance with no job or little money. Life is already difficult when you are unemployed, self-employed, or have low income. But things can get even more complicated when you have a medical emergency or just need to see your doctor for a routine checkup. If you are currently in financial straits, there may be several options to find health insurance that you can afford. Here is a quick rundown of common options a person may explore to get low-cost health insurance if he or she is not working, has low income, or works reduced hours or only part-time. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Q. How are you doing today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous if you were to ask me. Today we want to talk about how to get health insurance with no job or little money. This is an important topic nowadays, especially in the environment we currently in. Many people have lost their jobs and are therefore looking for opportunities to get medical coverage even without a job. Let's first talk about health insurance discount cards. This is an option that is worth exploring, especially for those who are trying to make ends meet in this current environment. Health insurance discount cards allow the member to benefit from negotiated low-cost health services. It is quite not an insurance plan, but it is an option to explore if you have fully explored everything else, including the healthcare workplace. With a health insurance discount card, you pay a small monthly fee for membership so that when you go to the doctor or hospital, you will get a discounted rate on your services. Because it's not really an insurance plan, you still end up paying all your medical costs, but you can get a discount. If you choose this option though, you should still be working towards getting health insurance in the future. The idea here is that a health insurance discount card is a temporary solution. Think of it as a backup solution. 3 months, 6 months before you get back on your feet, financially speaking. So let's say, for instance, instead of paying $1,000 or $500 when you go to the hospital, with that health insurance discount cards, you'll probably be paying around $300 or $250. So you have a 50% or 40% or 30% discounts on your medical expenses. It depends. The percentage of discount you have depends on the states where you live in. Some states have a very low discount, where states such as Alaska have a very high discounts, whereas if you live in New York or Illinois or California, you may have a very low discount. In other words, if you are unemployed in those states, it could be tough. You might be getting ready to go through some tough times. But if you go through all the options that we're going to give you in this video, chances are you might feel a little better or a little reassured. Let's move on to number 2. The second option here, Consolidated Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act. That's the COBRA that we all are familiar with. What is it really? So if you're not employed, have had your work hours cut, or you have been laid off, you may be eligible to continue your previous employer's health insurance through COBRA. For students going to college, you also may be able to continue on your parents' health insurance coverage through COBRA. This is for a specific period of time. It is a wonderful option for people who may have lost their job and are still undergoing medical treatment. Let's say you are in a hospital, and while you are in the hospital, stuff happens, your company quote unquote downsized and you're out of work, but so you have no income coming, but you still have to get medical coverage. COBRA will cover you. If you were to switch to another insurance plan, like a short-term plan, your current medical treatments may not qualify under the new health insurance plan, and the cost of short-term health insurance is usually expensive. And the reason why your new health insurance plan will not cover you is because a lot of, if not all insurance companies, they have instituted a probationary period. So when you get insurance, you don't vest, your benefits don't vest right away. You're not covered right away. You have to wait for 3 months or sometimes 6 months before the insurance benefits will kick in. So going for COBRA is not always good, and also, as I was saying, COBRA is actually good, but going for a short-term health insurance plan is not always recommended. This may not be the most affordable health insurance options. The premiums might be higher, and you may be able to better afford another options first. It is best to gather all your available health insurance options and pick the best health insurance plan for your circumstances. Examples of eligibility for COBRA may include voluntary or involuntary job loss, having your hours cut, if you are transitioning between jobs, death, or other changes in family situations like divorce. So the authorities have put in place that COBRA will cover those, because those are situations that, especially death and divorce, to some extent, are things that you don't have control over. So you are still covered. I want to talk now about the third option, workers' compensation. This is another way you can get covered if you have no job or little money. Many people don't realize it, but they may be covered under their state's workers' compensation program. If you are being treated for any work-related injury, your employer must offer you treatment under their workers' compensation program. If you're not sure, you need to contact your ex-employer or your current employer, because by law, they have to have workers' comp. So you can still get you can still get medical treatment through the workers' comp policy. Besides workers' compensation, you also have Medicare. Medicare is provided by the government and administered by the Social Security Administration. If you are 65 years old or older, you could qualify for Medicare. You may also qualify if you are under 65 and are getting Social Security disability benefits or have certain diseases. The thing is, you have to go to the Medicare website, to the Social Security Administration's website to get more info about that. So it is www.ssa.gov. The idea here is that Medicare is different from Medicaid. By the way, Medicaid is the government program that caters to people who need financial aid and medical aid because they cannot afford it. And Medicare is more for folks who are 65 years old or above and have contributed while they were working. So those programs, although similar and related, are different. The idea here, folks, is that I've given you 4 options already. So health insurance discount cards, COBRA, workers' compensation, and Medicare. The idea here is that you need to think outside the box when you have a medical issue and you need to be covered, you need to be treated, but you have no job or little money. You have to think outside the box. So if you don't have an employer-backed private insurance policy right now, think about those options. Let me repeat them: health insurance discount card, COBRA, Consolidated Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act, workers' compensation, and Medicare. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Key, where we are also having a conversation here around how to get health insurance with no job or little money. The fifth option is the health insurance marketplace. Now, this is something that is currently being debated in Congress, and the authorities are thinking about revamping it. Some parts have already been revamped. So the Affordable Care Act changed the opportunities that people with pre-existing conditions have. So marketplace plans cover treatment for a pre-existing medical condition. No insurance plan can reject you, charge you more, or refuse to pay for essential health benefits for pre-existing conditions. This is a huge, and I don't care where you find yourself on the political landscape. I don't really care if you are a Democrat or a Republican. Health is a human issue, and people who have pre-existing conditions really understand the huge impact this change in the law had on their lives. So in the marketplace, you cannot be rejected if you have a pre-existing medical conditions. Let's move on to number 6, group insurance from organization memberships. This is something that a lot of folks forget about, but it is a great place to get insurance, especially in hard circumstances. It is overlooked source of affordable or low-cost health insurance, group insurance. Some people are members of specific organizations that offer health insurance coverage. Let's say you are a member of a professional organization. Let's say, for instance, the AICPA, the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. And this, for instance, this AICPA has agreements with insurance companies all over the country whereby they offer members specific discounts on some insurance products. So if you are, let's say you have your alma mater, you are members of University Alumni Association, and you can obtain a variety of insurance choices. Although these organizations don't help pay the health insurance premiums like an employer would, the rates will be lower because of the group discounts. So what you want to do, you want to contact whatever organizations you're part of and see if they offer group health insurance. You might be pleasantly surprised. You could also research organizations that provide group health insurance and join those groups. Or even ask current organizations you're a member with to offer group health insurance. Because some organizations may not realize it, but they could offer a plan to their members. The idea, the main goal here is that the insurance companies will give you a discount, will lower the premiums if they have a lot of people. It's all about mutualizing the cost. It's all about reducing the cost by having a larger pool of individuals who are interested in the policy. Let's talk now about Medicaid. Medicaid is also another option, another great option. I was mentioning this earlier when I was talking about Medicare. And since the Affordable Care Act, the number of people qualified to receive Medicaid increased substantially. However, there are still people in the country who are not aware of the fact that Medicaid is a great possibility for them. More people now qualify, so you want to look into this health insurance option. The following people who were previously not covered may now be covered under the new law. So anyone living below the poverty line may now qualify, including adults without children. Let me repeat that. Anyone living below the poverty line may now qualify, including adults without children. So if you hear this and you are living below the poverty line, or you know someone who does, please let them know they can qualify for medical coverage, medical aid, Medicaid. There are also numerous exceptions, some of them allowing for income above the poverty line to qualify. So even if you are above the poverty line and you meet other criteria, you can qualify for Medicaid. Medicaid expansion is up to each individual state, so you can contact your state insurance commissioner to find out the specifics. Let's also talk about high deductible health plans. If you get a high deductible health plan, this is a smart way to maintain a low-cost health insurance plan. The flip side of it, if stuff happens to you, you're going to have to pay a high deductible, but the premiums are very low. What I'm trying to say here is that if you get, for instance, if you have a deductible of $1,000, you might be paying $100, but if you get a deductible of $1,500, you might be paying $25 a month. This is a hypothetical situation. We all know how the healthcare is very expensive in the United States, but I'm just trying to tell you, if you get a high deductible health plans, the premiums will be very low. So if you combine a high deductible health plans with a health savings account, an HSA, you can find ways to save money on your taxes while saving money on a long-term basis. You also can use something called individual and family health insurance, the normal health insurance that we have, or some of us have. You can get quotes from various health insurance companies, and you can purchase family or individual health insurance the same way you would buy home or car insurance. These plans, fortunately, works the same way to what an employer would offer their employees, but you will not have an employer contribution to help reduce the cost of the life of the insurance. So it will be more expensive than employer group health insurance. The thing with insurance, as I said earlier, in general, is that the more people involved in the plan, the lower the premiums. So if you have a large family, or you have a large family, let's say 10, 20 people, not living under the same roof, but you can have the same way people have a family office when it comes to investments. You can also have a family health insurance plan. Then you can have lower premiums. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie QE. I hope you are still having fun here. Not fun, but finding value in the kind of information we're sharing with you. If you love the clarity and the quality of the content so far, please consider subscribing to our channel and turn on the notification bell so we can inform you whenever we release a new show. And we do this every single day, rain or shine. And comment below, like, share, and subscribe. Let's talk now about group health expenses sharing plan, healthcare sharing ministry. This is another option to get insurance with no job or little money. Group health expenses sharing plan or healthcare sharing ministry, HCSM. A health expense sharing plan is not insurance. Rather, it is, if you think about it, it is more an option if you can find a reputable group that has successfully been doing this for a long time. A health expense sharing plan is when a group of people pool their money together and pay each other's health expenses. If you really think about it, it is more like self-insurance, since the group is functioning like their own insurance company. Again, the benefit here is when you have a lot of people. So traditionally, what you have is that the contributions are pulled together and usually invested to accrue interest on the pooled funds. It works well when the participants are only using the money for major medical expenses. If you have also an HCSM, a healthcare sharing ministry, this is when a group of people who share similar beliefs decide to create a health expenses sharing plan. An HCSM is a nonprofit entity and not an insurance company. The distinction here is important. So it is critical to note that these plans may have limitations that you would not normally find in insurance company plans. For example, you have restrictions on procedures the group finds morally objectionable. There are religious groups that use this model successfully. We've seen synagogues and churches and mosques all over the United States who have done a great job with this model. Examples of group expense sharing health plans are MEDICARE and Samaritan Ministries, among others. You also have short-term health insurance coverage, and this could be a great option also. Short-term health insurance coverage is typically a form of individual health insurance policy that only provides coverage for a very short length of time. So if you need time to examine your individual and family health insurance choices, but would still like to be minimally covered, sometimes you can choose this option. Let me give you a few examples here with when you have the short-term health insurance plan. And this could be an option for you if you want to have health insurance with no job or little money. People who choose this option they do not usually cover pre-existing medical conditions based on the short-term health insurance plans we have reviewed before preparing for this show. Those plans do not usually cover pre-existing medical conditions. They do not meet the requirements of covering the minimum essential coverage of the ACA, right? The Affordable Care Act. Short-term health plans do not renew after the term, so you must reapply for coverage again. So the insurance company has a chance to review again your applications. This may or may not be a good thing for some people. We also have short-term health plans do not allow you to receive a subsidy or tax credit as the ACA plans do. Short-term health plans are meant as a temporary solution when you cannot find other major health care coverage or do not want major health care coverage. Whenever possible, it is better to find a long-term plan that meets the criteria of the ACA so that you don't have to keep worrying about finding temporary solutions. All right, folks, this is the end of today's conversation. We really appreciate it. Let's quickly recap the conversation here. I spoke to you about health insurance discount cards, Consolidated Omnibus, Budget Reconciliation Act, COBRA, workers' compensation, Medicare, the health insurance marketplace, group insurance from organization memberships, Medicaid, high deductible health plans, individual and family health insurance, group health expenses sharing plan or healthcare sharing ministry, and short-term health insurance coverage. I really appreciate having your attention today. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.